if that makes any sense. But, the Sean Miller era is now over. And, so that's the easy part, right? Just getting rid of him. Now the hard part becomes picking the right person to replace Sean Miller. Dave Hickey said that they've already begun the coaching search, and they've even already had some interviews for the position already. They've had a couple names being thrown around. Former Arizona players, Damon Stoudemire and Miles Simon, have been interviewed for the job already. I think the biggest rumor, which kind of seems like the Brent Brennan of, this search right now, probably the favorite pick, Tommy Lloyd from Gonzaga. He seems to be kind of the lead candidate right now. But what do you think of, all these coaches, Ryan? Who do you think Arizona's next head coach should be?
Before I give you my pick, something that I've thought when Hickey and Robbins made a decision to, let and move on from Miller is that they have to have a plan in place. You can't just fire a guy who, it's different with Sumlin. Sumlin had no success at Arizona. This is a guy, Miller, who did have a little bit of success at Arizona, but didn't get over the hump. So they need to hire a really good coach. And to me, I would say if they hire Damon Stoudemire, Miles Simon, I think that would be very underwhelming. I know they're alumni guys, and went to Arizona, but when there's a guy, everyone wants to say it, but Tommy Lloyd does look like the right choice. He has a proven track record at Gonzaga. He's been there over 20 years. He's an associate head coach under Mark Few. And really, supposedly from everything I've read and heard, is he has a big part in the recruiting there, getting all those overseas players and really building the foundation for that program and leading them in the right direction. He looks like the right guy. A few other guys I wanted to throw out there that look like pretty good choices, if I had to say, were Josh Pastner, Georgia Tech coach. He's had success at Memphis and now Georgia Tech in the tournament, and he also went to Arizona. So if they want to go the alumni route, he could be a choice. But a guy that I haven't heard talked about that I wish it doesn't seem like as of now is going to get maybe an interview at all is Jason Terry. Jason Terry is very respected within the team, within the players, and all throughout the basketball world. He's very respected, and I think he could lead a group. So if I had to pick an alumni, I think Jason Terry. It's not a take that a lot of people have had, but I think Jason Terry should be in that conversation.
Terry's an interesting one because I feel like you have to remember Arizona is I've seen the rumor. This is probably the best coaching job on the West Coast, maybe the second best coaching job in college basketball on the West Coast. So it's like, do you throw in Jason Terry, who's only been a coach for 1 year, an assistant coach for 1 year? Do you want to throw him into the Pac-12, against Mike Cronin and, Dana Altman, against all those guys? Like, I don't know, maybe you want to opt with someone who's more experienced, especially since this is, like we said, if not the best coaching job on the country. You're going to have, these top coaches interested in this job. So I don't want to say settle for Jason Terry, but do you go the route of picking a more inexperienced, assistant coach to lead the team? I don't really know about that. But I do think that the coach who gets the job is not the same coach that I hope gets the job. I think, at this point, all signs are kind of pointing towards Tommy Lloyd. Like you said, the assistant coach at Gonzaga. I like Tommy Lloyd. I think that would be a good hire. He has been, he's a very well-respected coach in NCAA, right? He's been, described as the mastermind behind, the Gonzaga dynasty. Like you said, he's been very prominent in the recruiting trail for Gonzaga. People, expect Lloyd to be, the next man up, after, Mark Few, right? They say he's the next head coach in waiting. He's been there for 20 years. So I think he would be a great hire. But the one that I would just love to see, and I don't think, would be as possible, considering his buyout and his contract and all that. But I really like Eric Musselman. Like, I'm hopping on the Muss bus here. Don't shake your head at me. I'm hopping on the Muss bus. I think, he's, in my opinion, he's the best coach, out of all the names that have been rumored for this job. He took Nevada to the Sweet 16 in like his third season. He took the Razorbacks, Arkansas just this past year to the Elite Eight in his second season there. So he's been to 2 second weekends in the NCAA tournament with 2 different programs since the last time Arizona was there. So he just took 2 programs and just, they haven't been competitive at all. And, until he showed up and just turned them around, in just a few seasons. So I think that buyout's going to be tough, right? They have to pay Sean Miller 1.5. They're still paying Kevin Sumlin, and we are in the middle of a pandemic, so they lost a whole lot of money from the football season. But so the whole process might be expensive to bring Muss in, but the school always has money, right? Like this idea that,
Yeah.
Arizona is broke and they don't have any money. They have money, they're going to find it somewhere if they really wanted their guy. But yeah, I'm all on the Muss bus. I think he's the move, but I do really like Tommy Lloyd.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I wasn't saying I like Eric Musselman a lot. I really think he's one of the best coaches probably in college basketball today. But when I've been discussing it on our Hoops pod, the Daily Wildcat a few days ago, I just don't really bring him up a lot because I don't really think he's being considered. I don't think they're considering, buying him out, buying his contract out, and then giving him a huge contract here. Because let's not forget, Eric Musselman is going to get way more money than any of these guys, Stoudemire, Simon, Lloyd, anyone pretty much. He is a top guy. That's a home run hire. That would be insane, and that would be incredible for this program, and that would basically keep this program, moving forward and really. As you just said, he made a Elite Eight. This year, as I said, Sean Miller hasn't did that in 7 years. So, this guy's on a different level than Miller. He would be really good. I just don't really think it's possible. I don't think. Even the limited amount of reporting that we've heard so far is that he's not being the guys, the little bit of the group of guys that are getting interviews. So it doesn't seem like he's really in that inner circle right now. Maybe he could get in if they don't like any of the alumni that they've interviewed. But yeah, I don't look for them to even. I would be surprised if they interviewed him. I think Musselman likes it at Arkansas and wants to try to build that school up and just continue dominance in the SEC.
Yeah, right. I think the problem with Muss is that it would be a lot of money. He's already getting 2.5 at Arkansas right now, so you're going to have to give him more than that. You're going to have to buy out his contract at Arkansas, and like we said, they're still paying for Sumlin, and now they got to pay for Sean Miller's buyout. So the whole process of bringing Muss in here would be really expensive. But I don't think we have to, I don't think we should say that Tommy Lloyd is 100% the guy, right? Like he's got his own set of obstacles coming in here too, right? Like why would even he want to leave, right? Like he's got a good gig at Gonzaga, right? Like he's
Mark
been there for 20
Mark
years.
Few's not that old though. Mark Few is 57 years old. Mark Few could coach there for another 15 years if he wanted. So if he wanted a head coaching job, Arizona could be the choice.
Sure, yeah, but I'm saying he's got a good job, he's got a good gig at Gonzaga. Why would he go take that risk when he's already got something lined up for him? Why not just keep doing the same thing he's been doing, having success as an assistant coach and building up, the Gonzaga program, and then when it's finally time for him to take the head coaching job, he's got probably the surefire top 3 choice out in the West Coast. Because Gonzaga is a great program, obviously. That's a great if you have a for sure opportunity, when Mark Few is out to have to be the head coach at Gonzaga, like why not just wait it out, if you're comfortable where you're at. So I think everyone kind of has their own set of issues, right? But